Now, hands up if you remember a group of small children regularly being dragged on and off and performing for Tiswas. No, not the audience. We're talking about the Nappy Wanderers. So let's have a look at this clip.
So off she went to her grandfather's chest and brought in a coat of the very, very best. And the soldier put it on. Soldier, soldier, won't you marry me with your men? Skip 5 pence rum. Oh no, sweet maid, I cannot marry you, for I have no eyes for my own.
Good work. Well, we did try.
Brilliant stuff there. Now, one of the Nappy Wanderers who did not appear in that clip, but will be appearing later, is the delightful Bonnie Spencer. Hello, Bonnie.
Hi, Amy. You okay?
Yeah, I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. Good, thank you.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. So we want to hear all about it. What was it like being, what were the Nappy Wanderers?
Oh, my God. Well, so there was the Nappy Wanderers, but there was also the Busy Bees. So the Nappy Wanderers were the younger age group, which came on and danced and did stupid things most weeks on Tiswas. My brother, who's 4 years younger than me, he was featured quite a lot, the little blonde boy with the long hair. He also did Nosy Parking. I don't know if everybody remembers that, where he'd interview with another little girl. So, but when I was on it, I tended to be, because we were a little bit older, I can't remember what they called us, but I used to do a lot of trios where there was me and 2 other girls, and we were known as the Busy Bees. So if ever you saw the 3 girls together, that's what we were known as. So it was just a stupid name. I think Chris Tarrant might have even come up with the Nappy Wanderers. I think he actually came up with it. But we were the Busy Bees because we used to do a trio dressed as bumblebees with little padded foam tummies, and we used to sing, you know, the Arthur Askey song, "Oh, what a wonderful thing to be." So that was the first thing we ever did, and that was why we were given the name the Busy Bees.
Fun. So obviously at that age, I'm sure you were very good, but probably weren't coming up with the routines yourself, if I'm right. So who was coming up with those routines for you?
There was 2 different people really. We had a dance teacher because my dad worked on the show on Tiswas, Ollie. So that was the connection really. So it was our dancing school that got to be on the show because of my dad's connection. So we'd have a Tiswas class on a Friday night, and the dance teacher, and my mum was also involved and did a lot of things and came up with ideas as well. So some of it the dance teacher Diane did, and some of it my mum Olga did. And we would have a Tiswas class at dancing school on a Friday night, and we never knew what we were doing until we got there. This was in the group situation. And we would literally learn the dance and a routine on the Friday night and then go and do it live on the telly the next morning. It was like that, just mad. And we were so young to be doing it. But some of the trio stuff, I can remember learning at home, literally in our bedroom, learning some of that. And that would have probably taken a lot more time to practice because we did impressions and things, and yeah, there's a bit more rehearsing went into that. But some of the stuff like 12 Days of Christmas, I don't know if anybody remembers that one, where everybody just came across, so there'd be like 10 drummers drumming all going mad across. That was just a shambles, and I know they wanted it to be like that, so we didn't really rehearse. We just did it on the Friday night, and that was what we did live on the telly to keep it looking a mess.
Well, you must have been like one of the TV stars at school. What did your school friends make of it all?
I can just remember going in. I used to, because we didn't see it because it was live, and some of it we'd record if there was someone at home that would record it. There's so many things we did that I never saw. But so I'd get to school on a Monday morning, and it was actually like mostly blokes or the lads at school that would say, "I saw you on the telly. I saw you on the telly." And then I always used to think it was the boring kids that would go, "Oh, I watch Swap Shop." Because all the ones that are a bit more fun would say, "I saw you." But I never really got to see it. Things I've never ever seen, things that I've lost, that no one's got copies of it. So yeah, that was it really, just on a Monday morning, and that nobody really mentioned it after that. I think kids just take it for granted, don't they?
Yeah. So you mentioned briefly your dad was involved. It's lovely that it almost seems like you're a proper Tiswas family all involved. So tell us a bit more about who else was there.
So my dad was involved because he used to be in bands, then he became a comic. I don't know how he got into Tiswas. I'm not sure. If you speak to him, he'll tell you because I can't remember. And then my brother, obviously, because we're brother and sister, we got involved, and he's still funny now, but he was a proper little character. And I know he did a sketch with Chris where Chris went into a sauna and came out, and my brother was like a miniature Chris with a little towel wrapped around him, and because he had long blonde hair. So I know Chris loved him because he was like a little miniature him and a character. And then all the other girls and kids were all from the dancing school. So the girls I did the trio with was Michelle Moore and Karen Pritchard. We do the Busy Bees. And then all the other kids, there's lots and lots of names, and they were all part of all the bigger stuff that we did that had more kids in. But it would tend to be the same handful of children, really, that were on it all the time.
Yeah. So, are you still in touch with Michelle and Karen?
Well, it's a shame. I stayed in touch with Michelle. We were really good friends for ages, and we went to college for a year together. And then she had a family, quite young, and so I lost touch with her. And she's not on social media. I've looked for years, and you just can't find her. And then Karen, we stayed friends for a while, but then she's on Facebook as well. And it's just one of them where, you got that many people on there, you don't really. So I see what she's doing, but we don't really talk on there. So I suppose we've all lost touch, but Facebook is good for keeping in touch a bit, so you see, what everyone's up to a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the great thing is it's kind of easy to find you now because you've gone from one children's franchise into another. Tell us about the marvel that is Sooty.
So, I think I've been doing it about 18, about 18 years. So I work with Richard Goodell, who obviously is Sooty and owns Sooty. Years ago now, 25 years ago, should I say, where I was dancing in a show and he was a magician, because he was a big magician and did all massive illusions. We stayed friends. I've worked with him again since we did the Chuckle Brothers tour together, and I was involved in some of his illusions. I was singing in the show, and then I'd also be involved in some of the magic. And then when he came to, he bought Sooty. Before he bought it, he was presenting after the Corbett family. And then he took over. And he basically offered me the job. So it's been a long time. It's before Richard owned it that I took over. It's all I get a bit confused. So I've been doing it ever since. So I took over from Richard when he was filming for the TV originally. So I do the theatre tour whilst he was filming the TV. And then I've done loads of stuff, holiday camps. Mainly I'm doing Haven at the minute, Cadbury World. We're kind of resident there, but that's not happening anymore. So it just changes. Lots of kids' festivals. I've appeared in the theatre show more recently, because it's just Richard on the show now, and he has guests that might turn up, and I've appeared as a guest on his show. And I did the TV show last year. He did a series. I think it was only about 6 episodes, and I was in the Western one, which Peter Andre was also in that. So I played, there's the Bucking Bronco. I ran the Bucking Bronco, so I was like, I'm doing that. And Sooty and Sweet go on the Bucking Bronco, and we make it go faster, and the fall off, and the shoot up in the sky, and all that. So, I love it. I really, they're real to me, so I think that's why I love it so much.
They're 100% real. I have a wonderful friend who's obsessed with Sooty, and any chance she can, she's there with Sooty and Sweet, absolutely loves it.
It's just been going that long, hasn't it? I think it's isn't the longest running children's TV show, and he's 70 last year. Was it last year or the year before? I should know.
He's looking well.
He's looking really well. Yeah.
So obviously you are still a performer. So with everything that's going on, how has the lockdown affected you?
Well, I'm obviously missing shows. I should be working tomorrow and next Saturday. My husband as well, who's a musician. We're both missing work. I mean, I don't know whether they'll get rescheduled after, or whether that's just we've missed it. I don't know. So, but we're quite happy. I'm quite happy. I'm at home, and there's loads of things you've got to do at home, isn't there? So you just keep busy and chill out a bit, eat lots of food, drink, cook, walk the dogs. Oh, we've had a new puppy as well, so that's keeping us busy. Yeah.
Well, from the present back to the past, why do you think that people look so fondly back on Tiswas?
I think there has never been anything like it. I think it was absolutely nuts, crazy, unplanned. It obviously has got to be planned, but when you watch it, you think, oh my God, how was that ever allowed? So many things that don't happen now. The health and safety, and it's so strict now. I think it's a shame that TV's lost its spontaneity, and you can hear people laughing in the audience. You can always hear my dad laughing at everything when you watch Tiswas clips. There's always his laugh that you can hear. And when we used to dance on, there used to be, the flooring was like a browny, yellowy nylon carpet that was covered, always covered in shaving foam and water mixed together. And we'd have to go and dance on that. And that would never happen now. You can never let children dance on that. So it's just mad. It just wouldn't be allowed now. So it's kept that magic that will never, ever happen again. If you did Tiswas again now, it wouldn't be the same.
Having been behind the scenes somewhat on Dick and Dom, I know that they went through the same thing of having a carpet, which they then cleaned later. It gives the best traction, whereas you've seen a lot of pantomimes and things, people make the mistake of having sheeting on the floor, which that's a health and safety nightmare. But from other guests that we've had previously, we know that Tiswas were really, really good with their health and safety, even though it was a bit slippery. Now, talking about clips, we've got a clip coming up from Rural Retweets, I believe. Now, this one, I think, includes you. Is that right?
I am in it. Well, I don't know what clip you've got, but I do sing. What do I say? I say something. I can't think what it is, but so I don't know what clip you've got, but I am in it, yes.
Right, well, let's take a look.
This is the stuff. Yes, this is what it is.
And the fantastic Lenny Henry there swooping in to save the day. Brilliant. So, Bonnie, we think you may have been one of the yellow-shirted woo-woo tweeters at the front there.
That was me. I mean, I didn't see that clip, but I do remember it. Yes, I am there. I still can't remember the line I said, but yeah. We were all bearded up, weren't we? We were nuts. What were we doing? But that would have been one of the ones we'd have done the night before, because I don't think there's any dancing in it. I think we were just literally singing with buckets of stuff. So that would have been the first time we'd have done it with the stuff as well. We'd have just learnt what we were doing the night before on a Friday and then performed it the Saturday morning, which is probably why that little girl cries, because she hadn't got a clue what she was doing, I would guess.
Well, we are all on lockdown, so if anyone wants to recreate that clip in their back garden, do let us know, send it in, and we'll see if we can show it. So, brilliant stuff. Bonnie, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate everything that you've brought with you. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.
And you.
See everybody.
Oh, sorry, Bonnie.
No, I just see everybody. Bye.